Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, thanks for joining us as we're going through Genesis. And today we are going into Genesis chapter 40 today. And it's entitled Focus on Others. You're going to see today that Joseph, he should have been focused. If it was me and most people I know, they would have been focused on themselves and the terrible life they have now being in prison. But Joseph wasn't that way. He was focused on others, okay? And it's a good example of the way we need to be. We could be in the bottomless pit here, but we should still be focused on others rather than ourselves. So this is a good example of how we should be focused on others, okay? So we're going to read today from Genesis chapter 40, verses 1 through 8. So if you have your Bible and your spectacles, you can put them on. Let's read. All right. It says this: sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in the custody of the house of the captain of the guard in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, and he attended them. Okay. Several things here as we go through this. Keep in mind here, this isn't just the regular run-of-the-mill prison. This is where, this is really kind of the king's prison, where his officials were, and most likely it was probably Potiphar that was in charge of all this, all the officials and everything. So he was in charge of it, and we've talked about it already, how Joseph, realistically, if he was actually guilty of messing around with Potiphar's wife, he would have been executed. But he wasn't at all here. He was just put in prison. So while he's there, he runs across the cupbearer and the baker. These would be, they're servants of Pharaoh, but they're also more like Secret Service agents too. Okay, the cupbearer ultimately has to, he tastes the food, but it's not only just tasting the food to make sure there's no poison in it, but he manages the food processing, the drink processing, all before to make sure it's safe all the way through, okay? And the same with the baker. He's supposed to manage the food processing all the way through so it's safe for Pharaoh, okay? So it's big jobs for both of these guys here. But now they're in prison, so something must have happened, an assassination attempt of some sort, where poison was found someplace. And so Pharaoh just threw both of these guys in prison and was waiting to investigate, really, is what happened here. Okay, so let's keep reading. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in the prison, had a dream the same night. And each dream had a meaning of its own. And I'm going to stop here again. Dreams back then for this culture was a big deal. Okay, and so it wasn't something to be taken lightly. Dreams were a big deal to this culture. Verse 6: when Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in his custody and with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." Okay? We're stopping there. But I want you to notice, he notices. He says, "Why do you look so sad today?" If I was in prison, I'd be sad. Okay, and I wouldn't be really focused on others. I was like, "Oh, why are you sad today?" No, I'd be like, "Hey, look at me. I'm in prison here. I'm not. I shouldn't be here. Look at me." But Joseph, however, was looking at others, and he noticed when these guys woke up and they were dejected because of their dreams, and he's like, "Oh, what's wrong? You tell me about it." Okay. So again, he's focusing on them. And then when they say they both have dreams, and they say, but there's no one there to interpret them, Joseph could have gone and said, hey, you know what? I'm not having anything to do with this, because the last time I talked to someone about dreams, and my particular dreams, of course, I got in huge trouble, and I'm in prison, and was sold as a slave and everything else because of my dreams. So I'm having nothing to do with anyone else's dreams. But no, he doesn't do that. Okay, again, he's focused on others here, and he says, then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." Okay, so he was taking it all in. He was like, dreams belong to God. The interpretation belongs to God. And he said, tell me your dreams. He was getting involved with it. So he not only noticed their dejection, but he gets involved with it. All right. So, in conclusion, this is a good example on how not to be focused on ourselves, but to focus on others. First of all, like Joseph here, you have to notice when other people issues. You have to notice when other people have issues. Okay, if I'm focused on myself and everything, the world all revolves around me, I'm not focused on other people, and I can't tell then when they've got some problems. Okay, and so, but if I'm focused on those people around me, I can tell when they have problems. Okay, and then, but it's doing more than that. Notice Joseph, he says, tell me your dreams. He's not just saying, oh, you're sad today? Well, okay. No, he's getting involved, okay? And in the same way, when we have someone around us that something has happened to, it's not just the thing to say, oh, okay. No, it's like getting involved with it. How can we resolve this? How can we fix this? How can we make your life better, or so forth, okay? So, first of all, notice the people around you. Second of all, get involved with it, with the people. All right, 2 things for today. Easy. Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue going through Genesis 40. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.